Welcome to this session. Here in this session, we're going to present a presentation on tutorial on a practice unit. Here, this is comes under course outcome 1. Course outcome 1 deals with understand and the main features and the importance of MATLAB mathematical programming environment. Here, first in this session, I will do with a uh, if loop statement and a relational and a logical operator, and about for loop and a while loop and other flow structures comes in a MATLAB, and operator precedence and saving of a output to a file. This is the uh, roadmap of my lecture in this topic. Here first I will go through the if loop, and then I'll go through relation and a logical operator, then I'll go through for a loop, then I'll go through while loop, then I'll go through for flow structure. Other flow structure comes under MATLAB, then operator precedence and a saving output to the file to a file. Next, before that, let us see what is the difference between expression and a statement. Expression. Expression is like this: marks is greater than or is equal to 60. This is said to be an expression. A statement is like this: it is a command given to in the MATLAB, that is fprintf first class. And then x is greater than is equal to 0. This is an expression, and the statement in the MATLAB is x is equal to input, enter the value of the some value to the MATLAB environment, and I is equal to 1 is to n. Here in this case we will enter a value of I as a 1 to n. Next, let us see the if loop structure. If loop syntax is like this: it is if is followed by a control expression, then there is a statements, control expression is followed by a statements, and then else if, then it is followed by a control expression, and then followed by a statement 1, statement 2, like that it will follow, and then else if else statement, that is also followed by a statement, but here there is no control expression. Then finally it will ended with, then that is finally ends with the end command. Now, for the if statement, there is an example for an if statement, that is a print the division corresponding to the marks entered by the student. Here what we will do is, if the marks is greater than 60, we have to print as a first class. If the marks is between 60 to 45, we have to print it as a second class. If the marks is between 45 to 30, we have to print it as third class. If the marks is less than 30, we have to print it as a fail. For this, first what we have to do, we have to input the marks in the percentage. Therefore that we have marks is equal to input, enter the percentage marks slash n. Here slash n will go to the will go to the next, will helps to go to next line. Next, if marks is greater than or is equal to 60, then the program will print it as a first class. Else if it will check the condition whether it will lies between 60 or 45, then it will print it as a second class. Then else if it will check whether the marks is comes under 45 to 30, then it will print it as third class, or else it will print it as a fail, then the program will end. Likewise, there is a program of printing a percentage marks of a student. So first what we have to do, we have to enter a marks of a student, that is input to input. We have to input that marks. For that, there is a input command. Input command, the marks is equal to input, enter the percentage marks slash n. This is an input command in the MATLAB. Then there is a if. After that there is a expression, that is a marks greater than or is equal to 60. After that there is a statement, that is a print f first class. Then else if there is an expression, that is a marks greater than or is equal to 45 and marks is less than is equal to less than 60. Then it will print it as a second class. Else if marks is greater than or is equal to 30 and marks is less than 45, print if it is as a 30, the third class, else it will print as a fail and it will end. Next we'll see the result. If I execute that program, if I run that program, what will gives enter the percentage marks is comes on the screen. Then we have to enter the marks. Here I have entered the marks as a 70. If I enter the marks as a 70, then it will give it as a first class. Because the marks is greater than 60, it will print as a first class. This is the result of the above. This program result is this one, that is a first class. Next we will see some of the relational relational operator. First one is equal to, double equal, and not equal, greater than or equal, less than or equal. These are relational operator. Let us see logical operator. These are operators that come in a expression in the MATLAB. Then logical not, logical and with a shortcut evaluation, logical or with a shortcut evaluation, logical exclusive or. Now let us say what is the hierarchy of evaluation of above said logical operators or a arithmetic operator or a relational operator. Here among them, first priority goes to arithmetic operation, next goes to relational, that is from left to right, next logical operator, that is from left to right. This is the hierarchy of evaluation of operator. Next let us see for loop. For loop, there is a definition for loop, that is it is a code. For loop is a code repeated for a specific number of times and the number of repetition is known before the loop starts. Number of repetition is known before the loop start. This is called as a for loop. Now let us see syntax of a for loop. For if there is a index, usually we will use I. The index is equal to expression, the statement 1, statement 2, and it will end. Here itself we will give we will know the now how many times it will repeats. Now we will take an example of for loop structure. Here for that I will take an example of MATLAB program to calculate a factorial of a number. N is equal to input the number slash n. That is, now you know that the slash n will go to the cursor to the next line. Here I am inputting a number we have to input, and the fact is equal to 1. I am initializing the fact as a 1. For I is equal to 1 is to n, fact is equal to fact into I semicolon and print f factorial is percentage I slash n close the quote comma fact, whatever the value of fact that will be stored in percentage I. This is the program for a for loop. Now if I enter the number as 5, that is n is equal to 5, factorial is 120. Let us see how that will come. Factorial is equal to factorial into 1, n is equal to 1, that is equal to 1. Factorial is equal to factorial, in the factorial 1 is stored, n is updated to 2, that is 1 into 2 is equal to 2. Now in factorial, 2 is stored, n is updated to 3, that is 2 into 3 is equal to 6. In factorial, factorial is updated to 6, n is updated to 4, that is 6 into 4 is equal to 24. In factorial, 24 is given by factorial is stored with 24 and n is stored with 5, then that is equal to 120. Like this, the final answer is 120. Next term, while loop. Code repeated an infinite number of times until some user specified condition is satisfied. Then it is called as this is the condition of while loop. Here the code is repeated an infinite number of times until some user specified condition is satisfied. The syntax of the while loop is while expression statement 1 statement 2, like that it will carry on, then finally it will end. For this, average of a given number if the numbers is greater than 0. For that, I will first initialize number is equal to number of numbers as 0 and sum as 0. For the sum, I will take the sum as sum is the sum predetermined value. Sum is the sum as given by sum underscore x is equal to 0. X is equal to input, enter the first value slash n, close the quote, close the bracket, while x is greater than or is equal to 0, sum underscore x is equal to sum underscore x plus x. And here I am updating n as a n plus 1. Afterward, immediately I will take the another value, that is input, enter the next value slash n, close the quote, end. Mean underscore x is equal to sum of x divided by n. So after the end of the while loop, I will calculate mean of the value as sum by divided by number of values. For printf, the mean of entered data is percentage f the slash n comma mean underscore x. Here mean underscore x value is some fractional value, therefore I will take that as a f. Here let us see what will be the result on the monitor. Here first it will ask enter first value. I'll enter it as a 9 and it will x is takes as a 9 and n is updated to 1. Then it will ask the next value. I'll enter it as a 12. X will take it as a 12. N is equal to 2. It will ask for x next value as a next, it will ask for next value I'll enter it as a minus 1 because minus 4 is a less than 0 value. It will end the program will end at that point itself. Then it will go to calculation of a mean value. The mean, while calculating the mean value, it will take the value 9 and 2 only. Therefore, 9 and 12 only. 9 and 12 is 21 divided by 2 is 10.5. Like this it will going to calculate. I'll go through once again. Here, average of a given number if the number is greater than 0. For that, first I will initialize n is equal to 0 and sum is equal to 0. If x is equal to, I have to input enter the first number, and in the while loop I'll take the expression as x is greater than or is equal to 0. Here only I am checking whether the given value is greater than or is equal to 0, and then I'll add sum is equal to sum x plus 1. Here sum x is initial it is initialized as 0. For 0 it will add the given number, and n is equal to, it is initialized as a 0 plus 1, that is 0 plus 1 is 1. The x is equal to input enter the next value. It will ask for next value. I'll give the next value. Then it will go to while loop. It will compare, it will check whether it is greater than or is equal to 0. If it is greater than 0, it will go to sum. If it is not, it will end the program. Then it will calculate the mean value that is there. That is displayed in the result. Here what it will display, let us say, enter the first value. It will ask for enter first value. I have entered it as a 9. X is equal to 9. N is equal to 1. Next, it will ask for enter next value 12. X is equal to 12. X is equal, N is equal to 2. And it will ask for entering the next value. I have entered it as minus 4. It is checking whether the minus 4 is greater than or is equal to 0. Here it is less than 0. Therefore, it will wind up the loop, and then it will calculate the mean of the value. That is calculated it as a 9 plus 12 as a 21 divided by 2 as a um, 10.5. Now let us see some of the multiple choice questions related to this topic. What is the default increment value for a for loop? 0, 1. Any increment value is necessary. 0 bar 1. Answer is a 1. Next, what is the output of the following code? For j is equal to 1 is to 4, for j I is equal to 1 is to 4, for j is equal to 1 is to 4, a is equal to 5, semicolon, a is equal to a plus 5, end and end. Here the answer is no output will be shown, and a is equal to 10, a is equal to 80, error in the code, then the solution is b is equal to, the solution is a option B, that is a is equal to 10. Next, what is the output of the following code? That is I is equal to 1 is to 5, j is equal to 1 is to 5, a is equal to I comma j is equal to input within the small bracket comma end and end. For one for loop one end, another for loop another end. Maybe here end is small value should be small uppercase, lower case letter should be there here in this case, and there is a input value. We have to input it, which is the single quote. We have to input. There is a input statement is also wrong in this. Let us see what is the answer. No output, error. Ask asks user to print a 5 by 5 by 6 matrix, asks and display a 5 by 6 matrix. The answer is B, that is a error. Next we'll say what is the size of I after the following code is run in a MATLAB. That is for I is equal to 5 is to 1, I is equal to I minus 2 and it is ends. No output, I is equal to 0 into 0, I is equal to minus 1, error. The answer is I is equal to 0 into 0. Here I is it has to increment from 1 to 5. 1 is to 5 has to be there here in this case, therefore it will show 0 is to 0. Next, how many times will the following loop runs? That is I is equal to 1 is to 5, I less than 0, break. No output due to some error, 1 times, 0 times, 3 times. Answer is a 0 times because it is asking for I is less than 0. First condition will be not satisfied, therefore it will ask for break, therefore it will run not, it will run for, it will not run, therefore 0 times. Next, how do we break from an infinite loop without keeping a break statement within the loop? That is, press Ctrl C, press Ctrl Z, loop won't be terminated, press Ctrl X. The answer is press Ctrl C. With this, we can have the following break statement. That is, break from the infinite loop without keeping the break statement within the loop. Next, what will the following code do? That is, I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0, I is equal to 5, while j is less than 0, j is equal to j minus 1, I is equal to I plus 1, j is equal to 1. Here nothing, j is equal to 0, I is equal to 5, error, and cannot be determined. Here the answer is j is equal to 0 and I is equal to 5. This is the answer. Next, what is the extension of a script file? .m, .mat, .script. There is a nothing called script file. The answer is .m. .m. The option A is a correct answer. Next, in nested loop, the break statement exists the loop external, last, started, ongoing. No, not available in MATLAB. For last, started, ongoing, loop. That is the answer. And then the number of iteration run for any loop by MATLAB is always a positive integer, negative integer, a number, and a decimal number. The answer is a number. Next, here in this session we have gone through for loop, or relational operator, and a logical operator, and what is the precedence we have to give for the operators, and then for loop, while loop, and then examples of all the loops is expressed in the in that, and then we have with this, and we have gone through We have gone through logical operator and relational operator. With this, I will conclude my session. Thank you.